Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to Ages of Rock, episode 33. This week we're going to discuss a topic brought up by my friend Chuck at Kick-Axe Magazine. He suggested that we do a topic on, is rock and roll still dangerous or is it too sterile now? But before we get to that, Bill and Dennis both have something to say, so we're going to let Bill go first.
Hey guys, I got to spend the last couple of days in Chicago for work. You'd think that would be bad, but it wasn't too bad because at night we got to do some pretty cool stuff. So last night we went to a new place in Chicago. It's called the Chicago Distilling Company. It's located in the Loganstown area, I think is what it's called, of Chicago, and very, very cool place. They do not do beer there. They make their own gin called Finn's Gin. They make their own vodka. They make their own and whiskeys. They make a couple of different whiskeys, and I have a little bottle of whiskey right here. It's called Shorty's White Whiskey. And if you know what white whiskey is the stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Now the $100,000 question, Bill. Do they make cold gin?
Actually, they do.
I can't hear you. Sweet.
Cold gin.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Hey, but we had a great time. We did taste testing, and it's a really cool place, eclectic, in an old printer's building. It's really neat. So I want to give a shout out to Vic and the guys there for having us out. It was really cool. Okay, so that was number one. Number two is a little rant. So
go for it. I like a rant.
Gene can't keep his damn mouth shut, so he's got to come out and say something stupid because he doesn't know history very well. He's got a big book. They made two of those big books. He needs to read the damn things. So today or yesterday he did an interview and said that they'd kicked Peter and Paul out of – or Peter and Paul. No. Peter
Paul
and Ace
Fraley.
out of the band 3 times.
Really, yeah.
I don't think he's kicked them out. They've kicked them out 3 times. I think one of them they may have kicked out 3 times, but one of them quit. So I don't think they got kicked out. So he has a little problem with that. And then he goes on and says some other silly stuff about, they play the set list they play because of, all the people coming to the shows that don't know all their music or whatever. And then he makes a reference to the diehards will never be happy about anything and blah, 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 blah. And I have to tell you, Gene, I know you're not going to see this, but the diehards don't really want you to not play the other songs necessarily. They just want you to play some different stuff, not the same stuff you've been playing for the last 10 friggin' years. Because
10 years.
Well, okay, 35 years. Really, give us a break. Throw something in. I guess last night they threw in Flaming Youth, which is pretty cool. But, you could throw in another, throw us a bone every now and then. 2 or 3 songs. It's just in, the set list is what the set list is what he said. And they'll change one every now and then. But, really, man, I'm sick and tired of the just okay, I have to admit it. I did have a title for this tour, which I referred to it as the LMFT. So you guys can figure that out and you can respond back what you think that might be. But it's a way to grab some money, in my opinion. So there you go. Anyway, I don't mean to be bashing my boys, but you got to step up, guys. Come on, this is just lazy ass shit, and I'm tired of seeing it. So. Well, makes me not be very proud to be a fan, really. I mean, it's just getting old and boring.
Well, there was a great meme this week about somebody was saying they blamed Peter and Ace for not playing any new tunes all through the reunion tour. It's like, okay, all right,
they've been out of the band for 13 years.
It's like,
plus.
Now what's your excuse? You can't blame those guys anymore. And, and the thing is, real quick, I'm going to jump on your rant just for a second.
Jump on, man. Come on, jump on.
Well, the problem is they keep saying this stuff. Well, we play this set list because of all the new people we're getting in. I honestly don't think they're getting all this new people that they say they're getting. They're getting the diehards. They're getting the people who have seen Kiss, 30 times, 15 times. The average Joe, I've never seen Kiss before. I'm gonna go see Kiss. You know what? If you played something that wasn't one of their staple songs, they're not gonna know the difference anyway. But if you're blowing shit up and you're real loud and being visually great, it doesn't matter. They're gonna be impressed. So you know what? A deep cut isn't going to scare off a new person because they don't know what a deep cut is. If the theory holds true of what Gene says, a new person doesn't know, except for maybe Rock and Roll All Night and Detroit Rock City. That's going to be your two songs, and Love Gun maybe, but which is the staple of the anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Just play 14 of those songs and play 6 others that aren't, and
right.
That's fine. Do that, but good Lord. Anyway. So, for all of you going to the show, enjoy it. Have a great time.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it'll be just like last time.
Anyway, cool.
All right, man. Rant over.
All right. Next. That's a good one. Well, I'm not going to rant. I'm not going to rant. Here's my thing. This weekend, I went to Nashville on Saturday night and saw a concert. Now, I'm going to explain this concert by pairing it with something that I put on to the website earlier this week, which is a video clip of about an 18-second video clip from Dumb and Dumber. And that's what it was. It was a Dumb and Dumber moment, this concert. Because, over the last years, myself and a bunch of other people have gave Axl Rose shit for everything that he's done, being a diva, starting these shows late, throwing down the mic, walking off, being basically a jerk, taking 15 years to put out this Chinese Democracy album that really he could have put together in probably 30 days and probably would have sounded just as good. Just all the crap that we've had to deal with Guns N' Roses. But, it's just like that Dumb and Dumber moment. It's like just when you think that he couldn't do something more stupid, you go and you redeem yourself. And that's what they did. I mean, we went to that show, my wife and I had very low expectations because I didn't know what to expect.
You didn't have great expectations?
No, not
great. It wasn't a Kiss concert. Come on.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
And they wouldn't play that song anyway, so don't worry about it. But anyway, I'm telling you, we went because it was really cool because it was a new experience for me because it was in the Nissan Stadium in Nashville, which is a great big outdoor football stadium. I've never been in a venue that large. So my first thing was like, what's the sound going to be like? I knew my tickets were straight onto the stage, but there again, I didn't know how far back we were. We were looking at, they were basically on the end zone or on the touchdown, I guess what's end zone. I'm not a big football guy, but end zone on the one side. We were sitting across in the seats 6 rows down on the lower level, looking straight at the stage. Couldn't have got better seats. We were on the aisle 1 and 2. Walked back. I had bathrooms probably 100 feet behind me, beer right behind me. So it was a pretty good deal. My worry was the sound. What was it going to be like in the stadium? Was it going to be all echoey? Was it going to be terrible? Because friends of mine years ago went up to the Monsters of Rock when they had it up at the Dome up in Indianapolis and said it was just horrible. We're going to get that out of the way. But I noticed when we went into the stadium, they had the speakers set up at the stage level. You could see the stage, of course, the drum, and I've took pictures and I've showed video on our website, which you can look at. The drums look small, so I knew we were going to see it. But the screens, they had these 2 huge screens on each side, and then they had the one large one in the middle. Speakers there, they had speakers kind of out to the sides that were shooting up for the people in the really high nosebleed seats. Then they had another set of stage speakers right at basically the other end zone, right in front of us. And basically,
really? So they had like 2 sets of speakers?
And they were time delayed where it was perfect. And I'm telling you what, dude.
Wow, that's cool.
It couldn't have been a better. I've never been to a concert with better sound. So right there was a bonus. There was a guy who opened. Alice in Chains did the first part of the tour, and Lenny Kravitz is coming in, I think, here in a couple of weeks. When they were in Nashville, they got correct me on this. Is it Chris Single? Is it
Stapleton?
Stapleton. Sorry.
Stapleton, yeah.
Don't know who he is. Didn't know who he was before. Guy put on a hell of a show. It was his music's kind of, he's kind of a heavy set, bearded kind of. If somebody doesn't know who he is,
He's a good old country boy.
but I tell you what, his music's good. It's not this tight pants kind of country rock bullshit. It's good, and he's playing. It's kind of got a Delta blues kind of sound to it. Still guitar player. I mean, he had his older female singer with him.
I believe that's his wife.
And I tell you what, that woman can sing, and together they sang very well together. And the funniest part about the whole thing, he played almost an hour, and by halfway through, he's tuning his guitar, and he made this comment. He goes, if you'd have told me when I was a kid that I was going to be opening up for Guns N' Roses, I'd tell you he's full of shit. I mean, he was excited as anything, I'm sure.
I bet.
Yeah.
But he did, and I'll tell you what, the crowd responded well to him. So anyway, got through that, and then it was about probably an hour before Guns N' Roses come on. About 9:30 is when they end up. He started at 8. He played to about 9. Then they did a changeover, and then for a long time it was the Guns. And here's this guns on the screen, and kaboom, kaboom. You're waiting, and all that stuff. And dude, they started up, and it was just like, oh my god!
So they started on time.
It started about 9:30. They played till 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12 o'clock when they finished up. 2.5 hours. I mean, Axl was on fire, dude. That dude was. I mean, he looked good. He's lost weight, looks good. Voice is just. I mean, couldn't be better. He looked like he was having fun. I mean, he actually looked like he was having a good time. But there again, when he's singing at some points, he had this look. I mean, this determined. I mean, he was just like possessed look. I mean, it was the old Axl. I mean, it was that point. I've never been, like I said, I like Guns N' Roses, but never been a huge fan of them. I mean, like to where I'm just like crazy, like Kiss or Van Halen or Foo Fighters. Slash, I've always thought he was kind of a yeah, that's two. Slash, I've always kind of never really thought of him as a really great guitar player until that night. I'm telling you what, dude, that dude, he never missed a note, and he played his butt off. I mean, but the thing is, again, you're getting Guns N' Roses now, and they're sober, and they're all straight. Like I said, Duff, he was on fire. I mean, everybody sound good. Their set list was good. Here they're playing, Sweet Child come out. Usually I will hit the knob. Even Kelly said, I didn't
hit
mind
the knob.
But the thing was, even Kelly said, you couldn't. I mean, it was one of those things you actually appreciated it. For the first time, I actually listened to the song and was enjoying it. Because even though I've heard it a million times, I'm seeing it live. They have, like I said, they've got the drummer that he had previously on the tour with Guns N' Roses out there now. Was it Frank? I don't know. Yeah,
Ferrara.
He's really good. I don't know. There were some people that posted that he said I was talking on another site, and he was like, "Well, he messes up some of the Appetite stuff." No, he didn't. He was good. But they brought Adler out. I knew he was in town because I seen some pictures earlier on. Mitch Lafon had posted some pictures and stuff where he was out kind of playing around during sound check, so we knew Steve was in town. He played "Get Out of Me" or "Get Out of Here."
Out to Get Me.
And
My Michelle.
And I'm telling you what, it was on, and he come out, the crowd went nuts, of course, and, Axl was like, our friend, everybody's friend. Here's, Steve, I tell you what, it was just and he played his 2 songs. And I tell you what, the dude, he had a smile on his face that you couldn't have knocked off.
Couldn't pry that off, I bet.
Couldn't. He looked healthy too. He had a glow about him. I mean, he looked good. Like I said, I hope the best for Steve. I mean, Steve's a great drummer. And my theory on this is, I think because he's played, I don't know if he's played the one after Nashville. I know he played the one before. I think they're taking him along just to see how he can handle the road, throwing him, let him play a few songs here and there as they go along. And I think if he can make this tour, and like, I think now they announced they're going over to Brazil, maybe, but I think you're going to see another tour next year, and I think you'll see Steve in there, and maybe even Izzy at that point. I don't. That's just a guess, because I'm telling you what. Like I said, it was a fantastic show. I couldn't have.
My take on bringing Adler along, and I think I mentioned this on Facebook or something.
Right.
Ideally, for me, what I would like to see is for them to have Adler on the tour and have Adler play all of the Appetite material.
Exactly.
I don't know how well he would do with the Use Your Illusion stuff.
Well, I mentioned that too, and I don't think he could play the stuff off of Chinese Democracy.
Right.
They did Coma off of Use Your Illusion. That's a 10-minute song that's got a lot of change ups in it, and I don't know if Adler can play that. I really don't. I mean, he probably could.
He's a solid drummer. He probably could.
But this guy they got is good. I tell you what, and the other guy, Richard Fortis, I'm gonna give him some props too. He is
the Izzy lookalike.
Dude, I tell you what though, he can play, and he's got that. He can do the one because of course the ones off Chinese Democracy, they've got that little sweeping stuff Slash doesn't play that way. Well, he filled those parts in. They even did "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd, just guitars, back and forth guitar, and they were both good. The thing I like about Richard was the fact of he is as good or better than Slash at playing certain things, but he knows what his job is, and he sat back in the pocket, did what he was supposed to do. When it was his time to shine, he shined, but he didn't try to play up Slash. I mean, he knew that's Slash. This is Slash's deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though he's been, but there again, when he was playing with Guns N' Roses on the last tour, he was in the mix with two or three other guitar players. They were heavy on the guitars.
Yeah, when I saw him at Rocklahoma, there were 3 guitar players.
Yeah,
DJ Ashba and Bumblefoot.
Ashby and Bumblefoot. Yeah, I knew that they were in there.
DJ Ashba.
Ashba.
Yeah.
Okay, got that wrong. But anyway,
Ashby.
But he plays with
DJ
Nicky.
Ashbag. What?
No, but he plays with Nicky, right?
Yes, he's a really good guitar player.
He's a hell of a. I was actually trying to learn that 6 a.m. song, and I went on to YouTube and was like watching he's got his own video. I'm like going, I can't play that. That's tough. That leads tough. But I tell you
it's really good to hear though that it's good to hear that it was a good show and that you felt like you got your money's worth because the tickets aren't cheap. So
I paid $110 per ticket for
so it's and it was in a football stadium and they made adjustments for that. I think that's cool, man. I'm glad it worked out for you. That's
honestly to be honest, and Kelly and I both talked about it. I couldn't put it ahead of Foo Fighters because I just love them guys so much and like their shows. But if I had never seen Foo Fighters shows, this would be my favorite show I've ever seen.
Wow, that's cool.
It was that good. And Kelly said the same thing. It was that good.
Right on.
And it was just really good to see it. And I hope they continue. I honestly do. I really hope that I hope that the wheels don't come off because the way it looked, they looked like they were having fun too.
Maybe Axl's got the message. Maybe the stuff from AC/DC and now a couple of shows under the belt here and the reaction he's getting from the crowd, the positive press he's getting. Can you hear the thunder?
We are back from technical difficulties.
There you go. I just had a couple of real quick comments to make about the concert other than the band. First time I've ever drove in. Well, actually, the stadium in Nashville, $35 to park. That was kind of a shocker.
Welcome to downtown Nashville.
Oh shit! But anyway, as we drove into the parking lot, there was a cop with a mirror on a stick looking for bombs underneath the car. Every car got that. Also had to pop her trunk. Had to pop the trunk. They had to look in her trunk. And I got 2 pistols in my car, but I am licensed to carry a gun, so it's no big deal. Bill just froze up. Are we okay? Is he gonna? We'll keep talking and see if he can click back.
I would not be surprised to find out that Bill's electricity just went out.
You think?
He said it was storming there pretty bad.
Anyway, but that was what I was going to say. Just here, he's going to come back up here in a second. Anyway, but yeah, it was interesting. The security was extremely tight. Well, right now security is super duper tight. Anyway, I never seen so many policemen in my life there at that place. But everybody was real friendly, and I actually didn't see a fight. Nothing. There was a guy out front with this I'm not talking like a megaphone loudspeaker, but one on a pole, like one of these big round ones like this.
Yeah,
you could hear him from inside the stadium, and he was preaching the Bible real hard as we were walking in. It was kind of funny. But anyway, Bill.
Still no Bill.
I'm gonna pause it for a sec.
Still no Bill, but I've got barking dogs in the background.
Hold on, I got.
So,
Lost power.
Ladies and gentlemen, just got word that Bill lost power, so we're probably done recording this episode for the week. So maybe next week will be the episode of Is Rock and Roll Still Dangerous? We're going to rename this episode to Dennis Talks About Guns N' Roses and Bill Bitches About Kiss.
Well, basically, it was a Dumb and Dumber moment.
It was a Dumb and Dumber moment for Dennis. So, I guess on that note, go to agesofrock.com and tell us what you think. Have you seen Guns N' Roses on this tour? Tell us what you think about that. Have you seen Kiss on this tour? Tell us what you think about that.
Yes, please.
Tell us what shows you want to see. You know, we got ideas, but we want to hear ideas from the viewers and the listeners as well.
Exactly.
All right. How's that sound, Dennis? Good to you?
That sounds good to you. We got to do this thing a 3-way. Without Bill, it ain't no fun. So
without Bill, 3 ways are no fun. That sounds nasty.
Oh, but hey, also we are going to the concert this
a week from Friday,
and that'll be on our next show, right?
No, it'll be 2 shows from now.
2 shows from now. Damn it, I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
You're overly excited too quick.
I am.
Oh, and I've decided.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. I've decided that I'm not going to the show in Indy. I'm just going to the show in Cincy. So we will all be surprised.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah. Well, awesome. I have my reasons for it. On that note, peace out, folks. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.